Yo, it's Monday night, and this is Shiba After Dark, and I'm here with my guy Trey all day,
What's up?
and I got Barbie here too. What's going on, Barbs?
Hey,
And guess
what's
what?
going on?
Uh, Barbie, I was so excited. I was going to tell him we're talking about the Canine code here, and we're on Article 2 of 6, right?
I think 11, actually.
Oh, 11. Good, great, fantastic. But this is Article 2 tonight, and it's got about 5 parts. And this is talking about technological responsibility. And what are we finding out, Barbs?
We're learning about Shibizens in the Shibarium. So let's look at it. Section 2.1 is Shibarium blockchain interaction. The first one is right to access. Each Shibizen has the right to access, contribute to, and benefit from the society's L2 blockchain Shibarium. And
Okay.
then there's standards, which are interactions on the blockchain must adhere to the highest level of integrity and accuracy, recognizing its immutable nature.
That's right.
So,
That's good.
Trey, what do you feel about the blockchain interaction for the right of access?
Okay, so how I'm taking that, right? So I'm taking it as not. This is where I said this the other night. It seems like you're talking to developers yourself, or if anyone's bringing a project through Shibarium, right? So you have that access to contribute and to benefit to the L2 blockchain and Shibarium. And the
Very
interactions on the
good
blockchain
point.
must adhere to the highest levels of integrity and accuracy, recognizing its immutable nature, which means recognizing the meaning behind it all, the responsibilities of it all, and the respect of it all.
I like that. The right of
We're
access,
talking about Shibariums or Shibarians, or however we were saying it earlier, and the Shibizens. So, like you said, like Shibariums are from the outside looking in, which are what
right?
the delegators and or whatever, and then you have the Shibizens, which are inside that. I'm not sure if it's because you have to hold one shib. I think it's more or less like if you're bringing a project inside this society, you need to make sure you uphold to the back of it.
To those 22 principles.
Yes,
Yeah, I agree. I think with the right of access, it means that you can engage with it just like you would you can engage into Shibarium just like you would with the internet or the social media.
right.
Um, um, the standards part, though, is to remember, like, you need to have integrity and accuracy, and it's a permanent record. So, anything on the blockchain, once you put it on there, it's there forever. So they're really entrusting us to be truthful and precise.
Right.
So once it is recorded on a blockchain, it cannot be changed. There is a big um, mark on who's going to be using that and who's going to be doing that. I mean, is everyone on it? Is everyone at this highest integrity?
It reminds me of the leash protection guild, committee. Uh,
Mm,
mhm, mhm. I hope there's some standards and practices that that if they're not already to be put in place, if we don't run through them in these canine codes,
mhm.
that's for us to decide, and that's for the leash people to decide. They're the protection branch of the ecosystem. So shout out to leash, shout out to Bone in
Mhm.
your education branch. Shout out to the treat community and their innovation branch. But
Mhm.
that reminds me of those.
Yeah. So that's the section 2.1 Shibarium blockchain interaction. So then number 2, section 2.2 is all about delegators and validators. So the first part is proof of stake mechanism. Our blockchain employs a proof of stake consensus mechanism which necessitates the role of delegators and validators. Delegators are Shibizens who allocate their tokens to validators to ensure the network security and transaction validation. They share the rewards from their chosen validators and play a pivotal role in selecting validators, thus strengthening network decentralization and security. I have absolutely no idea what that means. Sorry. Let me continue just to finish the validators. I haven't been able to dissect it. It's so hard to read it all.
No worries.
So we have validators, Shibizens who operate nodes to verify transactions and incorporate them into blockchains. They are essential for network security and efficiency. Validators receive network rewards for their service. That's interesting. Validators' criteria will become increasingly stringent as our network grows to ensure the competence and trustworthiness. Well, that I understand. That last part of it, obviously it's going to be a big deal with the first part of it when you go to the blockchain interaction and the standards that they're asking you to have the highest level of integrity and accuracy. So these validators are, as it says here, as it will become increasingly stringent as our network grows. So as it gets bigger, they're going to become stricter and stricter to ensure competence and trustworthiness. That's on the validators. So what is this whole situation of the proof of stake mechanism? Do you guys know, or do you want me to break it down?
Well, I'll tell you what I know about delegators and validators, because I came into it not really knowing.
Okay.
But it seems to me that people like Unity run a validator. Shib Canada runs one. Shib Europe, Shib Germany may run one. And as time goes on, Trey All Day may run one, right? Just that's how it goes. And a delegator is someone who stakes their assets more or less with the validators. It's a good place. It's a good place to sit your assets to gain value. It's a good place to earn interest, if you will, because the validators, they, it works with the oracles, if I'm not mistaken, right? And they get rewarded, and they get rewarded by the amount of tokens that they're staking. So they get the rewards and it pass them on to the delegators. The validators get the rewards for doing their validation, their oracle business, their stuff on the blockchain, and then they share it with me, Trey, and you as delegators.
Okay.
It's pretty neat.
So the first part of the section 2.2 is saying proof of stake mechanism. So you were talking about staking there. So I guess there's two aspects of the staking you're telling me. That the first part of it is delegators, and these are the people who have their tokens, and they're going to give it to the validators, and then they will receive rewards because they're giving up that money. So that's your money, that's your bank. You're saying, okay, you know what? I don't need this chunk of money right now. I don't need this crypto. I'm going to let you guys handle it for me for a minute. And if you do that with them, if you stake it, like it's almost like for savings account, or like what do you call that, John? And in the
sounds like it, yeah. Sounds just like it. Yeah, sounds like a traditional banking type of savings tool.
CD, right? A CD.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So we have a CD here. So the delegator is going to do that. They're the lenders. And then the validators are the ones who are checking the transaction. So they're the ones that are the opportunity for other people to come and use that money. The validators are going to watch that money and see where it goes. And as they watch I guess it's wallets, right? That would be where it's transacting on with the blockchain. They get rewarded for that work. I don't know how they're getting rewarded. Maybe they're just getting rewarded through the ship. Maybe they get more that way. But they're getting paid for that. That's a paid job. And remember, we were thinking about creating that bank, that decentralized bank. So the validators could be in there working, following the wallets, following the money, not the money, but the crypto in space there. And And then when the delegators are ready, they come back and get their money, right? I would assume.
Exactly right. It's exactly right.
Mhm.
Right now they're delegating bone, leash,
Yeah.
and Shiba right now. And they're getting bone in reward, if I'm not mistaken. And in the future, I believe they'll be getting treat as a reward.
Okay. Trey, have you ever staked any of your money or your crypto?
No, I have not. Never have.
Mm.
I just get and I hold. That's it.
Mhm.
I've
What
never
about you?
staked before. I never tried any of that with any project.
Gotcha. What about you, John? Have you done it?
I did it to learn whenever the Shibarium came out and the bridge and all came out. So what I did was I took my leash and bone and sent it across the bridge, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But ultimately what I did was I chose a validator that I wanted to delegate to. And I just let it sit over there. I mean, I only have a few dollars over there. Don't expect a whole lot out of just a few dollars, but I wanted to know exactly what it was.
Right. How did you pick a validator? What does that mean? Did you see their like a resume? Did you see their CV, or did you see what they look like, or did they have a, I don't know, a
Have a
reputation?
score. Yeah, they have like a reputation score, and it has to do with time up and running. So, you know, you want to have 100% time up and running. And a lot of times, if I'm not mistaken, I think I may run a validator somewhere for another crypto, I think from a long time ago. Just I wanted to practice, let's just say, but they run on a virtual machine. So that way, if your power goes out, if your computer goes down, you're not running your validator, or maybe they call that a node. I'm not sure, but you're not running it on your computer. You're running it on the background in a server, probably in like the Amazon warehouse or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how you want to go with a good validator that has a good reputation, for sure.
So is that something you find, like, you know, how Fivers or Fiverr, I don't know how that word is. But you know, you can hire people for different things. Is that kind of, how do you find these validators to do this in
Oh,
Shibarium?
okay. So you go to
Listen.
Shiba.io. And
Mhm.
there's Shiba.io, I think. Okay. But you go to the Shibarium, let's just say. And then I think there's only maybe two pages, like a bridge and then a validator page. And the
Right.
validator,
There's the validators and delegators. There's both choices, but it says become a validator or become a delegator.
oh, okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think it costs maybe, I think you have to hold 10,000 bone potentially to run a validator, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think, yeah,
So
something like that.
bone, I
What do
don't
you mean?
know.
What do you mean to run? What do you mean to run a validator? Does that mean you need to have that much to be a validator, or you need that much to give it to a validator?
To be one, to be one. That was a good question. Mhm.
To be one? Okay.
To be one. And then you'll take on the all the rewards and pass them on to your delegators. And another way you, from what I understand traditionally, another way you choose validators that you want to delegate to is you look for the ones with the highest reward offer. You know, from what I understand, and I don't know if it's going on Shibarium yet, but you know, they can change daily. And these validators over here might have a better reward, better APY, and it could have to do with the amount of people that are in that pool potentially, right? As to
And
what is,
what does APY stand for?
I'm probably saying it wrong. Could be APR, but
No,
basically,
it's APY. Say it
okay.
again.
I think you know, I don't even know if it's APY or APR. I just mean return. Your return.
Gotcha.
Yep. I think it's daily over there, if I'm not mistaken. You know.
Oh, it's annual percentage yield.
Mm-hmm.
Your annual percentage yield. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, that's really interesting, John. You know, a lot of this learning with the crypto space and Shibarium, it's really trial and error. And I'm really thankful that you're a pioneer to go ahead and just blindly say, okay, let's give it a try. Let's figure it out. And, you know, let's learn, become learned.
That's
I mean,
right.
that,
Yes,
you
it
know,
is.
even as,
There's I'm
Go
sorry, go
ahead, Dre.
ahead.
No,
I was just
go
saying,
ahead.
I'm on the Shiba.io right now. It's like, there's 12 total validators, 27 million bone. They got Shibarium block height, Heimdall block height. Okay, so those are all validators. You can search it by name, and then you can delegate to each validator.
Mm,
So it
okay.
tells you, like you were talking about, the uptime, the commission percentage, and that's about it.
And yep, and
That's what it's that's
can
what
you
it's taking.
delegate to multiple ones? I wonder. Multiple ones, like pick three
I
of them.
think so, yeah.
Cool.
All
Shout out to
right.
the validators out there and the delegators. This has been fun as hell. Barbie, if we're done with that one, what do we got next for them?
The next one is section 2.3, and that's artificial intelligence engagement. Principles of engagement. While embracing AI, we must prioritize fairness and transparency, abstaining from using it for undue personal advantage or manipulation. And then AI system standards, our AI systems should be unbiased, transparent, and equitable. Proper utilization of AI can pave the way for unprecedented innovation.
No, that's
So
that. Like that.
with the artificial engagement, obviously they're calling out ChatGPT.
I like.
Principles of, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like what Maddox and TopX are doing.
Oh yeah.
I saw a
That
video about that today. That's gonna be dope. I
a serious bomb. Oh, fantastic.
I asked,
Really.
could we maybe fit him into the Ray-Ban glasses? And I'm sure he's working on it right now because there ain't nothing he can't do. So shout out.
Shout out to Prophet, man. Fantastic. Really. Unbelievable. The engineering brain that he's got. Fantastic. Okay, so the artificial intelligence engagement, principles of engagement, it says, while embracing AI, we must prioritize fairness and transparency, abstaining from using it for undue personal advantages or manipulations. I don't know how they're going to be able to stand against that with ChatGPT and everything else that's come out there now. AI system standards should be unbiased, transparent, and equitable. Proper utilization of AI can pave the way for unprecedented innovation. It certainly can. I don't disagree with that, but they're going to have to use it properly. The different ideas that can come up, it can be very exciting to be participating in that. It's almost groundbreaking, but we need to be very fair and clear, not using it to cheat or trick others. I mean, that's going to be integrity again. I guess integrity keeps coming up. When using AI technology, we must make sure it's fair and transparent.
Well said. Well said. Let's I can't wait to see how that unfolds. We're here for it.
Well,
No problem.
okay. Section 2.4 is self-sovereign identity protocols. The first one is digital ownership, which is Shibizens exclusively own their digital identities, and then the use of identity. While Shibizens have the authority to dictate the use of their personal information, they must refrain in misrepresentation, identity theft, or encroaching on another digital identity. So here we're talking about self-sovereignty. We're talking about who we are and how we choose to represent ourselves. What do you think about that, Trey? If someone went out there and started saying, "Hey, I'm Trey all day," Treybone in the house.
Mhm.
Trey,
We just lost. He's in the Gulf, so he could have gone out of range. But
he's
yeah,
shipping out.
he'll be back.
So, Preacher Man, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I'm glad, that we have some things put in place, for identity protection.
Yeah, and I think that's look, they're saying you're owning your own digital identity. It's just like owning your own email or your own social media account. So again, they're saying here, these are protocols. And if you're going to have the use of the identity. You shouldn't be pretending to be someone else. These alt alt accounts.
Right, right. I remember the alt Lucy.
All-
Everybody's so happy. Yeah.
Yeah, all these alt accounts, pretending to be someone else, stealing someone else's online identity, misrepresenting ourselves online. Yeah, it's a little tricky, fine line
But
we're all walking.
I like that these are the rules because, when you have rules in place that are fair,
Mm,
and you can abide by them, or, have the community watching out for it. And
mhm.
honestly, I was glad to see that there were consequences. They might not be able to use the L2. Their
Yeah.
wallet might be locked. They could get, who knows? But I'm glad to see that is at the forefront, because in crypto, you never usually think about these things. This isn't crypto. This is a new way of being. This is a new level of finance. This is a way that works. And so I'm glad to see the care taken up front, and we'll continue to push that and bring that to the people.
Okay, so the last one here is section 2.5, and that's technological stewardship. And the first one is shared responsibility, that every Shibizen is responsible for the upkeep, enhancement, and security of our technological society. Number 2 is equitable access. We're obligated to provide equal access to these technologies, ensuring comprehensive participation for all Shibizens. Oh my goodness, so many SAT words, John.
I like it. I like it.
I wish I can speak properly here. All right, so
Trey said it best. He said, for developers, people that want to come and build on Shibarium, equal access, and get them under that umbrella of the Shibizen. I really like that, because that really holds them to the principles.
right, and it says with the technological stewardship, it's saying that you are sharing your responsibilities, that every member is like taking responsibility and improving their society too. It's like a team effort they're asking for here. And the equitable access is that, they've got to make sure that everybody can use these technologies so that nobody's left out. I mean, we want to be able to, everyone's equal here. We're all on the same playing field. And that's really important, I think, to make this a real effort of decentralization and community.
I like it a lot. Making it easy, making it accessible for everyone. That just rings really true to me, when I think about an app, about a financial app, making it easy. I'm so happy to hear this.
All right, so we have a concluding note for this Article 2, and it says, within our governance framework, BONE token holders bear the heightened responsibility for the upkeep, advancement, and security of our society's technological backbone compared to other roles. By steadfastly adhering to these principles of technological responsibility, we not only fortify our society's technological bedrock, but also promote the collective welfare, empower every Shibizen, and bolster our shared journey towards harmony and advancement. Wow. Okay. So basically they're saying here, BONE token holders, if you own a bone, then you have a bigger responsibility to make sure that our technology stays safe, which is, wow, who would have thought if you own BONE as crypto, you now have a greater responsibility in Shibarium to preserve and advance.
I think it's great. I think it's great because it gives them something to do. I feel like so many people want to do something, to have a responsibility in their own finances.
Well, it's definitely a leadership role for the community. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're a bone holder, you're going to have a leadership role.
It's great.
Yeah. It's very interesting to have them. And didn't Cal just come out with a text somewhere that they have now taken the step to do something special with Bone?
Yeah,
It's, what was it?
renounce that contract.
Yeah, I think that just came through today, didn't it?
Just recently, definitely.
Yeah. So I guess by following these principles of the technological responsibility, it'll make technology stronger, and it'll help the community. It's just really being fair and honest and working together for the better of all the members, the benefit of all the members.
Right. When you've got an army, an active army, shout out Shiba Army. When you've got an active army like that, you better put them to work. You better put them to work, because if you're giving them an opportunity to shine in whatever they like to do.
Yeah, it's about using technology for a greater good and making sure benefits everybody in the community. And I guess with this article too, it's really shouting out to Bone. That's the first time we've seen this Canine code calling out one of the tokens.
Yeah, tell me, what was their responsibilities again? Because this is cool. It's kind of the first I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so Bone, I don't remember.
I think it was education when we went over it the first time, but tonight, how were they putting it tonight?
Well, tonight they were saying that they're to have a leadership role in the community and preserve the technological space to keep it safe and make it better. They really, are stressing that in the concluding notes.
Well, that is very interesting. And I think the Bone community, I hope they know it already. And if not, I hope they're listening. Bone, it says, you got some stuff to do. Now, I'm very interested to see what they do with that calcium token, because from what I understand, they were using that contract to renounce the Bone contract. And I don't know if a sniper bot got it or what, but they asked them not to buy it, didn't have any liquidity, something. And it said seriously, but that's okay, because what happened? The community took over. Now, should the community have taken over? None of my business. They did take over, and that's what can happen in crypto. That's what can happen in a project that's seemingly dead. The only thing that can fix it is community. So shout out to the community. Let us know how we can help you. If you're going to be a real community, we'll be glad to give you a job. And we love you.
Peace.
Peace.